Well, it appears the Marvel's director, Nia Decosta, is bringing back a classic Kree weapon in the upcoming sequel, and more importantly, she seems to understand its comic roots and is, quote, deeply devoted to the comics. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the universal weapon carried by Dar-Benn. Well, many Marvel fans are set to see the return of the Kree in the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels. The warlike Kree were really brought to life in the first film, and we also got to know Ronan the Destroyer as part of Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, recently in an interview with Total Film, the director of The Marvels, Nia Decosta, talked a little bit about the link between Zawe Ashton's Barden and Lee Pace's Ronan the Accuser, who was a big part of Guardians of the Galaxy and the first Captain Marvel film. Now, what she seems to confirm is the major connection between the two characters will be the weapon carried by members of the Accuser Corps, and that would be the Universal Weapon. In the comics, the Universal Weapon is an Accuser Cosmorod that does resemble a massive warhammer. Many people remember this from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but quite honestly, it was completely underutilized. We actually never got to see the extent of the powers of the Universal Weapon, and in the comics, they are immense. The weapon itself can absorb and redirect energy, teleport its welder, generate force fields, and even control gravity. So you can see how this particular weapon, when facing off with Captain Marvel, Photon, or Miss Marvel, could indeed play a major role in taking all three of those heroes down. Now, it's still completely unclear if this is actually Ronan the Accuser's weapon or a different version. Actually, when asked about Barden's weapon, Nia Decosta gave a rather coy response during the interview. She said, "Here's what I'll say about that," which in the comics is called the Universal Weapon. I would just say for anyone watching this film or having expectations, just know that I am deeply devoted to the comics, and so there's always clues in there. Now, I have to say, this is the kind of quote I love to hear from a director because I love it when directors love comics. There's always nuance to special things in the comic book world that's often not understood by non-comic fans. The Universal Weapon has deep Kree history, and honestly was one of those things in Guardians of the Galaxy that never totally got flushed out. Many people don't know this, but Nia Decosta has been a lifelong comic book fan who actually grew up writing fan fiction on message boards. So this is somebody that understands the nuance of the weapon, the Kree culture, and how important these type of things are to comic book fans. Now, Decosta went on to say some really nice things about Zawe Ashton's performance in the upcoming film, saying she brings lots of fun to being evil, but making the villain understandable even if you don't like her, which is always something that prevents villains from kind of being mustache twirlers, and that ultimately ruins many comic book movies. Now, The Marvels is currently set to drop in theaters on November the 10th, 2023, and it doesn't appear Marvel is going to change the date, so I think we might be able to write that one in stone. It should be curious to watch the promotion for this film without any actors to do it. I'm betting Decosta is going to be doing a lot of interviews, and we probably should stay tuned for even more details. I have to say, I'm super excited that she loves comics. It only makes me more interested in this movie.